In Puerto Rico as a way to relieve the economic impact fueled by the rising cost of gasoline. Governor Pedro Pierluisi signed a moratorium on the tax on gasoline for 45 days. Our Francis Felix explains what this means for you.
Governor Pedro Pierluisi signed the measure that establishes a moratorium on the tax on gasoline and diesel oil, known as La Crudita, for a period of 45 days. The long-awaited temporary relief will be on the tax of 16 cents on a gallon of gasoline and 4 cents on diesel. Estimates suggest that a gallon of gasoline could reach $6 in Puerto Rico during this summer, which means that you could pay over $1.59 per liter in the case of regular gasoline. With this measure, we seek to provide relief to the people and the economic impact on our families in the face of the increase in fuel prices as a result of the war between Russia and Ukraine, among other factors, Pierluisi said in written statements. While the moratorium lasts, the Department of Consumer Affairs, DACO, will maintain an order prohibiting increases in gross profit margins at all levels of distribution and marketing in the sale of gasoline, liquefied petroleum gas, and diesel. The DACO and the Department of Treasury must ensure that the reduction in the tax reaches the consumer and is reflected in the final price paid by the consumer. Reporting from San Juan, Puerto Rico, Frances Felix.
All right, thank you, Francis. Well, switching gears now, Indian culture was celebrated recently in the Turks and Caicos. And today, our One Caribbean News' Deandra Hamilton takes us to the TCI.
It was a beautiful cluster of Indian culture. Further evidence of the cosmopolitan society Turks and Caicos is, despite being one of the world's smallest countries. A high-level visit from a high-ranking Indian official brought this family of compatriots together in a unique meet and greet. It was held at the Palms Resort between the pool and the world's #1 beach, Grace Bay.
Mind you, whatever you do, wherever you go, wherever you represent, your conducts represent India.
His Excellency Masakwai Wongsung with his wife and embassy delegation traveled from Jamaica to the TCI during the Queen's Jubilee weekend. On the agenda, to engage with the Indian diaspora, said to number 250 in the British Overseas Territory.
It's surely a pleasure to be able to be in your company, bring remarks on behalf of the Turks and Caicos Islands government, and officially welcome you as the High Commissioner to this nation.
Homage was paid to the TCI. To Indians' own culture. Many thank yous, gifts, and pledges of support and goodwill came at the event, which was also catered with Indian cuisine.
When our diaspora performed well in the countries where they settled down, they contributed back, not only in terms of substance or in terms of investing back, but in terms of generating and creating goodwill for government of India, for the people of India, in building that kind of relationship.
Overall, as I said, I'm happy that the Indian community is going from strength to strength. We welcome it into the diversity of the Turks and Caicos Islands.
Said to now be the world's largest diaspora, India's High Commissioner was thrilled to see so many children, encouraging the Indian community to continue to be a positive part of the Turks and Caicos and to contribute whenever and to whatever they can. Deandra Hamilton reporting.
All right, thank you, Deandra. Meantime, deadly gang violence on Tuesday in Jamaica's old capital, Spanish Town, has led to the implementation of a 48-hour curfew for several communities in Spanish Town at St. Catherine in the southeast portion of the island. The curfew was put in place as police moved to end the gun violence that has so far resulted in the death of 3 people and injured several others. Police say the deaths of 3 men were linked to an internal feud in the One Order gang that is based in the parish. Gang members shot 6 people, killing 2 during the gun battle, which started just after 2 o'clock. A third individual was fatally shot by a policeman. Shuttered businesses and fleeing shoppers were among the chaotic scenes when the first shots rang out in the Market District. Prime Minister Andrew Holness addressed the incident, arguing that the administration's response to the country's escalating crime and violent situation is being thwarted by debates about rights. Holness is from Spanish Town and said the situation of organized crime in the old Capitol is a national emergency.
The social ethic of Jamaica needs to change to match the irresponsible ethic of those who seek to destroy our society. If you make bad decisions, you must face the consequences. So, I speak this way because I need to communicate to the Jamaicans who are very frustrated, who cannot understand why is it that the government doesn't respond. We can't respond because every move we make, there is some legal argument or some political argument being made about the preservation of rights. The rights of who? It is never a debate about the rights of the victims, those people who suffer, those people who are killed, those people who are injured in accidents. It is never a debate about those who have lost loved ones. What about their rights too?
Now, Jamaica has one of the highest murder rates in the world, with more than close to 50 per 100,000 of the population killed yearly. Prime Minister Holness said his government must act to protect innocent, law-abiding citizens. Well, with the heat we see here in the Caribbean, more than 100 million Americans are under heat alerts this week, and the high temperatures can be dangerous, even deadly, if you aren't careful. But heat illnesses can actually be prevented. Today, Mandy Gaither shows us more on how to avoid them.
High temperatures plus high humidity, a potentially dangerous combination.
Obviously, summer is the season for heat emergencies.
Heat illnesses range from mild to severe. The most common are heat rash, where your skin becomes irritated and red, heat cramps, painful spasms in your muscles, heat exhaustion, which is characterized by heavy sweating and a fast, weak pulse and rapid breathing, and heat stroke, which can be life-threatening.
That's when the body loses the ability to regulate its heat.
Symptoms of heat stroke include a quick, strong pulse, dizziness, fainting or loss of consciousness, slurred speech and altered mental state, nausea, and dry, red-hot skin. If a person has these symptoms, call 911 immediately. Don't wait to help them, says Dr. Thomas Waters with Cleveland Clinic.
The amount of damage, can be worse the longer the person is overheated. So you want to start cooling someone as soon as you identify that there's a heat stroke problem. Coating them with water to allowing that to evaporate and dissipate heat, but also ice packs are good. You can apply them to the groin, the armpits, those type of areas to help cool someone off.
If you're going to be out in high temperatures, take frequent breaks. Drink water every 15 minutes, even if you're not thirsty. Wear a hat and loose, lightweight, light-colored clothing. Avoid alcohol and caffeine, and lessen the intensity of your workload or workout.
Now, the Cleveland Clinic says people 65 and older are at the highest risk of heat illness, even if they're not exercising. So, experts suggest checking in on them twice a day when the temperatures are high.